with a interesting topic. We have Alan Rose of Yarmouth Venture Group, and I think we're going to talk about intermediaries and how they can sort of throw a monkey wrench into sort of deals.
Sometimes, yes.
Great. So welcome back, Alan.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Just before you start, so we know we have a context for our listeners again, can we tell them what Yarmouth Venture Group does?
Sure. Yarmouth Venture Group assists individuals to acquire and then operate companies.
Okay. Good. Acquire and operate. So you're working for the buyer.
We always work for the buyer.
Yeah.
We always take a long-term view.
Right.
And we judge the success or failure of a transaction based on the long-term success of the business, not the fact that it just closes.
Is there a typical size, or it's more that you're working for that individual buyer?
Yes, we specialize in a particular size or scope or type of company, typically owner-operated,
Right.
with some infrastructure, not totally grown up. I sometimes call them teenagers because they have a life force of their own, but they're not fully developed.
Right. Interesting. Any particular industries?
No.
No. You're industry agnostic.
Industry agnostic. We try to stay away from hospitality and restaurants and things like that. But
Yeah, not enough stability in those categories.
and retail, they think differently.
Yeah, and they're
Those industries.
specialized.
Right.
You know, I think of people who deal in the restaurant business. The investment banking part is they're just real estate agents selling houses because there's no real value other than the real estate.
True.
Right.
True.
For most of them, not all of them. I take that back, Roger Berkowitz. There's real value to legal seafoods. So let's go into this whole intermediary problem, because I'm involved every year as a consultant with many investment banking deals, and I'm there to sort of help make sure the deal goes through, because too many times everybody in the room, knowingly or unknowingly, are destroying deals.
It happens all the time. And most of the time it happens because the objectives don't align. The objectives of the selling party are maybe different than those of the intermediary.
Right. I've seen that.
The intermediary, in most cases, is looking just to maximize value, get the most money they can for the business, where the selling party may be interested as much in their legacy or protection of their people, and the two are in conflict.
Wow. Okay. You want to get more specific with me? What are some of the things that can happen?
Well, I've had a deal go all the way through due diligence, all the way through financing, and had the seller get to a point where all the contingencies were satisfied and the deal became real to the seller. And as she was starting to sign the paperwork, she asked the question, if I sell my company, who am I?
Yeah, I know. Loss of identity. That's
Loss
one
of
category.
identity.
That's one category. Right?
Or somebody, another seller who realized that if he signed the paperwork, then a third of his workforce would disappear overnight, and the name of the company would go away in 2 or 3 years.
That's loss of brand and identification.